Green team! Green team! Set! Hey!
Good afternoon, football fans, and welcome to 3 and Out right here on IE Sports Radio, your directory for all that is sports. My goodness, was that not a crazy week in the NFL? Now, I definitely can't say football or even football because the World Cup is officially underway as well. And let's just say things have been pretty crazy there too. My goodness. But we'll save that for the Soccer Scoreboard show. This, of course, the other kind of football, American football, where, we kind of like to smack the crap out of each other for fun. With that said, my goodness, last week started off with the Packers. We kind of thought they might give a battle. I mean, after Aaron Rodgers and, his team kind of showed up on Thursday last week, but not to be. The Titans earn a nice victory on the road, 27-17. Then move on to Sunday. Well, the Falcons and Bears was a very good battle. However, you guessed it. Falcons earned this one by a narrow margin like we thought they would. Also, Bills over Browns in Detroit. The Colts nearly, when I say nearly, I mean literally nearly almost beat the Eagles, but that wasn't to be either, as those Eagles earned a close one on the road. Patriots have one of the greatest endings I think I've ever seen in football. The infinite punt return for touchdown to win the game, a walk-off touchdown, if you will, over their bitter rivals, the Jets. The Saints take out the Rams because everybody else is this season, and why not? The Lions, hey, they play football. They beat a pretty good Giants team. Ravens over the Panthers. Well, we kind of thought that would happen, but this was a little closer than expected. Texans obliterate, well, not obliterate, but they beat down the Texans pretty good. Hey, we'll talk about obliterate. Cowboys over the Vikings in a big-time, nasty one, 40-3. My Raiders actually get a victory in overtime over the Broncos. What a game that was. We'll talk about that. Bengals over the Steelers in what was a solid game. Sunday Night Football, the Chiefs and Chargers did not disappoint. Kelsey went off and got me major fantasy points this week. And of course, last night, the Niners will step all over the Cardinals. 38-10 on Monday Night Football. You are now tuned in live. So 3 and Out right here on IE Sports Radio, your directory for all that is sports. Welcome, football fans. My goodness, what a show we have for you guys today. What an evening. What a day. It all started this morning at 2 a.m. my time, Pacific time, because, we just love having early things, I guess, but that World Cup has been something else. I know this is a American football show, but oh my gosh, Saudi Arabia, I don't care. I don't care what anybody says. That was an upset for the ages right there. But we started off with Seth Eves and his call of that awesome game, Saudi Arabia and Argentina, this morning over on USR. And then, me, your boy Larry B, this morning at 5 a.m. Pacific time, 8 a.m. Eastern, over on IE Sports Radio on Mixer.com with the call of, and that was a very good game, by the way, Denmark and Tunisia. Then, of course, we had, right after that, Mexico and Poland, our live call there over on USRN2. And then on USRN, to finish off the day, France and Australia. We all thought, even the first couple of minutes at least. Well, not first couple of minutes, but, when Australia scored first, it was kind of scary. Regardless, France kind of turned that on its head. But yes, all of that, and then today on IE Sports Radio, you're in for a treat. You got me, your boy Larry B, for 1 hour here on 3 and Out. Then you got next hour coming up, the next top of this hour. or the next hour, Miss Patty Bax in the Buffalo Huddle. Then you got Philly Sports Talk with Cash and Chris after that. Then after that, you have the Neutral Zone, of course, with Mr. Mr. Adam Karnick and Zachary Publis. And finish off the night in Sin City with the one, the only Mr. Cale Henderson talking Sin City sports. You got 5 full hours of IE Sports Radio. Be excited. It's going to be fun, y'all. So let's go ahead and get going. Just telling you guys, this is great stuff, great station, and awesome stuff coming up our way today. So without further ado, into the football. And yeah, I think we all could have guessed it, right? The Titans did what we knew the Titans could do. And that is pretty simple. Run the rock and just kind of overpower the Packers. Rodgers is, I don't know what's going on at the moment. Last week they get a victory over the Cowboys. Everyone's like, oh, hey, they look pretty good. Then they kind of just didn't. It's kind of one of those things. So the big thing I think here was the fact that we all thought that the Packers had a very good week last week. Okay, I think we can all say that, right? And, I thought for a fact that the Packers would give a good fight as they did. And they did. 27-17 final score here. But once again, look at that record. 4-7. It's concerning. It's very concerning. The Titans, however, they're 7-3. It's still concerning for me because, yeah, they're good in their division. But how far can they go in the playoffs? I mean, my gosh, time is ticking. How long will it take? And will they get there? So, I don't know. 2 teams right here that have all kinds of question marks in different ways. But regardless, one part of this week's puzzle, or this year's puzzle, has been completed to fit with all the other pieces in week 11. And, well, that's how it fell. Derrick Henry, my goodness, King Henry, 28 carries, 87 yards, 1 touchdown. The Packers did a good job holding him to that. But overall, I mean, my gosh, Burks, 7 receptions, 111 yards. Tannehill, 22 for 27. Not bad, right? 333 yards, 2 touchdowns. He didn't throw a pick, but I think you can overlook that, right? Just a little bit. So, very, very, very good game here for the Titans. Packers, well, they got work to do. So, we'll see what happens. Moving forward, the Falcons and the Bears. Okay, I don't want to sound like a total jerk, but I get it. The Bears are... It's growing pains. I get it, okay? We got Fields there, the youngster who's basically... the guy is leading in passing and rushing yards basically every single game. The problem is they don't have nobody else, really. I mean, this offense is just... seriously, there's not much there. He spreads the ball around a lot, Fields does, but overall, it's just like every crazy quarterback that we've seen, McNabb, Vic, okay, the ones that like to run around and extend the plays and everything. If you don't have a supporting cast for them, they get figured out, and it kind of turns into just a one-dimensional game. The Bears definitely need lots more to surround Fields. I know it's the game plan. Duh, Larry B. I know, yes, it's the game plan. Okay, they must surround him with talent, but I'm talking about sooner than later. This young man is on fire right now. I know the trade deadline is over, but my gosh, the Bears have to go crazy in free agency this year or have one hell of a draft or something because you guys have the guy behind center, so please give him some talent before he gets found out and just kind of fumbles into a, one-dimensional player, and before you know it, he's going somewhere where they can surround him with talent. So, yeah, come on, Bears. Anyway, looking forward to seeing the rest of this season, though, with him at the helm of the Bears, and we'll see what they do next year. I definitely expect them to be much better next year. So, anyway, and then the Falcons, Bears once again fall to 3-8. The Falcons will jump to 5-6. The AFC South is a weird division. But overall, hey, it's a win. Win's a win. And right now, Mariota did not look so bad. 13 for 20. He didn't really throw the ball that much. 131 yards. He threw for a touchdown. What do you want from the guy? He got a victory. And at the end of the day, the Dirty Birds, man, they looked like they could actually be a little more competitive than they've played. They've been pretty competitive, but they're they're the middle of the road kind of team. When they play like this, though, that fight to the end mentality, I mean, my gosh, this game was decided and with 1 minute and 47 seconds to go. Koo nails a 53-yard field goal, and there it is. So, I mean, they battled, you guys, and that defense held off the Bears till the end. You know what? Give them some love, man. The Falcons deserve it. So, good stuff for them. All right. Bills and the Browns. I mean, just an incredible story this week. I mean, rest in peace to the people who passed. Patty was telling us about that in our IE Sports radio meeting on Saturday, that people actually, passed that week and everything due to that horrible blizzard and the whole bit. So just thoughts and prayers with those people over there, and for the ones who passed, and rest in peace, of course. And it was just a crazy week, right? I mean, the snow was extremely high, but the Bills, they made it happen. Got to use Detroit's field, awesome stuff there, and, well, they got a nice victory. I don't really think the Bills were too rattled. I mean, they fought. You got to give credit to the Browns. They actually did give a pretty good fight in this game, but regardless, Allen, 18 for 27, 197 yards, 1 touchdown. Singletary, 18 carries, 86 yards, 1 touchdown. Knox, 7 receptions for 70 yards. I mean, you got to look at it like this. The Bills continue to build this amazing team and continue to do great things. And I love the fact that this team, we all know they are on their road. I mean, my gosh, I think the worst they can do is the AFC Championship this year, and the best they can do is Super Bowl. I mean, they look so good. And overall, I just want to say that, hats off to the Browns for at least balling to the best of their ability. I mean, they did what they could, and, well, they made it happen. So, it didn't make it happen, but the Bills did. Regardless, 3-7 the Browns go, 7-3 the Bills go. And this game right here, before we take ourselves a break, Philadelphia, oh my gosh. I really don't know what to say. This game at the half was 10-3 Indy. I'm surprised too. Trust me. It doesn't really make any sense. It doesn't make any sense to me that, I mean, I get it, every Dogcaster day, whatever you want to say, whatever little thingy you want to say, cliche little phrase or whatever. Yes, the Eagles definitely had a tougher day. They were on the road. Who knows? Okay, they had difficulties. I don't know. Someone put something in the somebody freaking put X-Lax in the team meal, and they all had the runs. I mean, I don't know. Whatever you want to say it. I just think you had a motivated Colts team, man. They're playing. They just came off a nice victory over the Raiders. Saturdays, that was the second game coaching, and they're playing for this guy, man. Say what you want to say. I don't really care. Saturday, you know what? He's rallying the troops, and I really tip my hat to him for jumping in such a horrible situation. And I think this was a hell of a game, man. They fought hard. They fought very, very hard for their coach. And yeah, they came up short. I mean, look at the scores, you guys. Jonathan Taylor for a 1-yard touchdown in the first quarter with 9:37 to go. Then it was scoreless. Well, I mean, not scoreless, but I mean, no more scores. Second quarter is where we finally get into the score with 4:50 to go. Jake Elliott nails a 22-yard field goal, and it's 7-3 Eagles. Then we have Chase McLaughlin landing a 51-yard field goal. Pretty good there with 13 seconds to go. 10-3 at the half, Colts. Getting into the third quarter, Chase McLaughlin, 36-yard field goal, 13-3. I was watching this game, a part of Sunday Ticket, with all the other games, and I was like, wow, this surprised me when I started seeing the score. I try to catch all the games as much as possible. It's hard to, concentrate on just one, but as you start seeing, wow, the Colts are winning, and they're beating the freaking Eagles. The Eagles just took their first L of the season last week. Are the Eagles going to drop 2 now? 2 in a row? Well, we know that didn't happen, but regardless, Jalen Hurts to Quez Watkins. I mean, look at that, you guys. The first touchdown of the game wasn't until 13:31 to go in the entire game. That's crazy, right? That's crazy. Eagles draw within 3 after the Jake Elliott extra point, 13-10 Colts. And then Chase McLaughlin nails another field goal, 37-yard field goal, 16-10 Colts with 4:37 to go. And what happens with 1:20 to go in the game? Jalen Hurts, 7-yard rush into the end zone. Jake Elliott's kick is good. 17-16. And I mean, it was a buzzer beater. I mean, my gosh, any less than this, I mean, it could have just been a walk-off. You know, I mean, that's it. Crazy, right? For the Eagles prevail on the road, 9-1 for these guys. Yeah, the Colts dropped to 4-6-1. No one is betting on this team to win the Super Bowl right now. And if they are, wow, you must really have faith in this team. But what I'm getting at is way to fight, Colts. My gosh, that's grit, man. If you have that kind of grit, you have that kind of freaking balls, you have that kind of whatever you want to say, cojones, whatever you want to say, God knows, whatever you want to say. You have some, you got it, got some moxie, whatever. If you got it, you got it. And the Colts, I feel like play that way again, we're going to see something, man. So we're going to see a special second half for the Colts. Not that I think they're going to go very far in the playoffs if they even were to get there. But you get what I'm saying, because hats off to the Colts on a pretty damn good game. So what's up to Mr. Adam Karnick here in the chat? Good sir. He says, good evening. Busy day for Larry B. Oh, yeah. Had the live call earlier this morning. Having the show right now. Gotta love it, right? Gotta enjoy it. It's a week off, guys. Week off from work. My wife and I are living it up. So with that said, you guys, we're going to take ourselves a short break. And when we get back, we are going to be talking about a insane game in Foxborough. I think you know what I'm talking about, you guys. What a way. Though the Eagles didn't win in walk-off fashion, somebody did this week. I mean, it wasn't necessarily 100% walk-off, but my goodness, yeah, any closer it would have been a straight-up walk-off touchdown in Foxborough. We are talking Jets and Patriots coming up right after this. You're listening to 3 and Out right here on iSports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. We'll be right back, y'all, after this. Hey there, sports fans. Are you looking for a sports show that maybe isn't 100% about sports?
Then you might want to check out the Sports Couple Perspectives right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Most sports shows cover only scores and stats, and while we're not opposed to that, we dig a little deeper into sports issues and some of the hottest topics in athletics.
In addition to sports, we take a journey through my neck of the woods, pop culture, with movie reviews of both sports and non-sports films.
Speaking of pop culture, make sure to participate in our game nights, where we quiz each other on our specialties, and you, the listeners, can win IE Sports Radio apparel.
We always have a great time learning more about each other's worlds, one show at a time.
So join us each week on the Sports Couple Perspectives, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Prime time is the right time to catch the top teams, the biggest superstars, and the best games in the NFL on USRN. Catch every Thursday, Sunday, and Monday night game this season on the networks of USRN. It's been 20 years since Brazil lifted the World Cup trophy. For Neymar and Gabriel Jesus, that is unacceptable and must be changed. The 2022 World Cup comes to the USRN family of networks in November. It's
IE Sports Radio. It is your direct feed for all that is sports. It is Philly Sports Talk with Cash and Chris every Tuesday night right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Philly Sports Talk with Cash and Chris is the most comprehensive view on Philadelphia sports exclusively right here on IE Sports Radio. You know what it is, your direct feed for all that is sports. Tuesday night, IE Sports Radio, Philly Sports Talk with Cash and Chris.
That is correct, ladies and gentlemen. IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Make sure you stay tuned for that show coming up in just a little bit here after the Buffalo Huddle. They're going to be talking plenty about that Philly game that I just spoke about right now. And by the way, my apologies, Mr. Taryn Rodriguez. Adam's message popped up in the chat box, but not yours, so I had to jump on the app myself. And Taryn has a few comments, of course. Happy early Thanksgiving there, B. Well, and good afternoon. Have an awesome show. Well, thank you very much, sir. Awesome show yourself last night on Set Point. Telling you guys, man, you guys will hear a more complete volleyball show. Amazing last night. I mean, he has me over here thinking about Catholic Cathedral. I mean, he has me thinking all these crazy thoughts now about the tournament coming up and who can win it, who may or may not make it. Awesome stuff, guys. Monday evenings, always a great time with Mr. Taryn Rodriguez and lots of great interviews from lots of awesome coaches and high school athletes, college athletes. Just you're not going to want to miss it, you guys. Amazing stuff. And then Mr. Adam Karnick, of course, comes on right before him with Chi-Town Weekly. Talking all things the Bears and everything from Chicago. So got to show love there as well. But Terrence says, Rodgers is done, sadly. The AFC South is the Titans to lose. Yeah, agreed. And the Bears need to get David Montgomery going in the run game. 100% agreed. The Bears definitely all in freaking Capitals definitely need to build around Justin Fields, who has a hurt shoulder. No, absolutely. Taryn also chimes in, said the NCAA Women's Volleyball Tournament is approaching. This is the last week of the regular season. Well, we're going to get ready to cover that, baby, and have some fun, you guys. So, moving forward, you can't script this kind of crap, man. The Patriots and Jets had a hell of a game. Okay, even when Brady was there, even when it was really like the heyday of the Patriots, of those 2 decades of terror they unleashed on everybody, you can't, and I am talking about you can't script the way this game was played. Okay, it's an AFC South game. AFC East game. And this game was very defensive. My kind of game. Some people say poor offense. I say great defense, okay? Zach Wilson, let's get this out of the way. We get it, okay? Head coach in the press conference basically in so many words said that he's not the answer and that he's gonna looking for more. So is Zach Wilson done? I don't know. I mean, the kid's only 2 years in now. I mean, the Jets. I mean, they need a lot more than a quarterback. All right. Plus, this young man led the team in both rushing and passing, and he only got 3 carries for 26 yards. Yeah, just saying. I think you guys have a little bit more of a problem than a quarterback, even though, yes, we get it. Quarterback's the most important position on the field. But the defense, you know what? They played a hell of a game. Cannot, by any chance, slight them at all. They've been playing pretty good. But, I mean, can we get some more weapons for this guy? I mean, come on now, right, Jets? Really? Okay. So anyway, with 20-some seconds left, or I think it was 13 seconds to go or whatever, the punt is up in the air. The Jets put it away. They're playing for overtime. It's 3-3. And Marcus Jones will return an 84-yard punt to the house. Nick Foles with the extra point. And it is basically a walk-off touchdown, 10-3. 10-3 Patriots. I mean, can we get a hand clap for that? My goodness. Awesome way to end the game. Mac Jones, 23 for 27, 246 yards. Yeah, he didn't throw for no touchdowns, but you know what? Hey, they fought. They stayed in the game. What a way to earn the victory, right? You can't script that kind of stuff. Awesome. Then we have the Saints over the Rams that I just, you can't. okay, get ready to hate me. That's fine, Rams fans. But if you don't agree with this, then I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you're drinking a little too much of the Kool-Aid of the team. I don't know. But look, guys, the Rams are 3-7. It's there's a whole half season to go, but they're like in dire need. I think the Rams basically have to win out. All right, or only can lose one more game. I mean, this is a sad season for the Rams. We know it. You know it. I know it. It's pitiful. Defense can't stop anybody. In the Saints, can we just say it's Andy Dalton at quarterback? I mean, okay, I'm not dissing the guy, but he wasn't the best in Cincinnati, and he's did his thing for the Cowboys for a little bit. Dalton is a solid quarterback, okay, but I'm just saying, this Rams defense, I thought they were a little bit better than this. I mean, you have Hill, who had 9 carries, 52 yards. I mean, they kind of held him at bay, but Olave, 5 receptions, 102 yards, 1 touchdown. And once again, Dalton, homeboy went 21 for 25, 260 yards, and he threw for 3 touchdowns on you guys. At the end of the day, the Rams are done, dude. I'm sorry. The Rams just don't look like they have any fight in them. There's nothing there. I seriously feel like last year's Super Bowl push, they spent all they had. That's it. They have nothing else to spend. They're still spent from that game. They're spent from that season. There's nothing more to cheer about, really. The Rams they just don't look good. You know what? Hey, I can't bash them too much. They got a bowl last year. Be happy with it. I just don't see this year for sure, and then next year we'll see what they do. But as of right now, I think their moment in the sunshine has expired for sure. Also, Adam says here, Monty is on borrowed time. Montgomery, and then Adam says here, Jets, Niners, and Broncos are all regretting passing on Fields. Yeah, I think everybody is regretting on passing on Fields. The guy's amazing, but please surround him with freaking weapons. Please surround him with freaking weapons. Adam also says, no Cooper Kupp and no Stafford. No way up this year. No. Taryn, their O-line is super banged up. They have to pack it. They have to pack it in for the season. Yeah, agreed, guys. Like I said, next season it's a new season, but this year it's over with. And yeah, I didn't even think about those injuries. I didn't even really know. I forgot Stafford was hurt. Cooper Kupp. I mean, realistically, guys, it's just a rough deal. I mean, Stafford did play. I mean, he's the guy out. It's been a rough year. And more than anything, you just got to know that be happy with the Super Bowl from last year. That's all I got to say. If my team won Super Bowl last year and they're horrible this year, you know what? I couldn't really be that mad. I mean, I could, but you get a Super Bowl. You know what I mean? I don't know what to say. I don't know how you really feel about that. But anyway, so moving forward, the Lions win a game. They're 4-6. They've actually won 4. They beat the Bears. Just kidding. Sorry, Adam. But yeah, the Giants, however, have been on a tear. 7-3. They fall to, but they still had a pretty solid game-ish. But the freaking Lions, man, you gotta love what this team is bringing right now. Goff didn't play too bad. 17 for 26, 165 yards. I mean, wasn't the greatest, but how about this? 9 carries for 66 yards from Jackson. St. Brown, 7 receptions for 76 yards. Detroit did all right. Detroit did all right. I mean, you know what? It's a victory. Do we celebrate it too much, Detroit fans? I don't know. But damn it, it's a win. And the wins are hard to come by in any league, anywhere. And, the Giants, they've had their moments. The Giants have had a pretty damn good year. I guess you're bound for one of these bumps now, every now and then. And theirs just happened to be the Lions, who showed up to the Meadowlands and balled out. So there you have it. Pretty good game there from the Lions. The Lions jumped to 4-6, and the Giants dropped to 7-3. By the way, really quick, I want to throw that out there. 3-7 for the Rams and 4-7 now for the Saints. And the Patriots will jump to 6-4 as the Jets will drop to 6-4. Kind of weird about that game really fast, too. The Jets actually fell all the way to the bottom of the division. Really weird, right? They were at least leading, but that game right there dropped them all the way in the toilet. Dropped them all the way down to the bottom. Kind of crazy. My buddy Alex pointed that out to me. He's like, the Patriots win, it doesn't really do much for them, but if the Jets lose, like, they drop, like, all the way to the bottom, which is kind of crazy. But anyway, in the AFC East. Anyway, so with that said, moving forward, the Ravens, man. Okay, am I the only one who thought the Ravens would win this by way more? I mean, I guess, you know, if you get the right call, you should be happy. If you pick the Ravens to win. If you're a Ravens fan, you should be happy. But honestly, I feel like even in a loss, the Panthers should be kind of happy. I mean, this game was weird. It was 3-3 all the way into the fourth quarter. Go figure, right? The Panthers should, like, low-key be celebrating because they fought such a Goliath of a team until the end. They couldn't hold them off all the way, but gosh dang it, 3 quarters? Basically 3.5 quarters until the Ravens didn't really blow it open, but until they did enough to win the game. I mean, 3-3 all the way into the fourth quarter. Justin Tucker nails a 37-yard field goal with 8:27 to go, and then you have Lamar Jackson with a 1-yard rush into the end zone. Tucker with the extra point with 7:16 to go. I mean, that's within 2 minutes of football time right there. Without that little collapse, I mean, to think it could have been, I don't know, maybe could have been overtime. Maybe the Panthers could have done something there to possibly win the game over a very tough team. I don't know. Didn't end up that way, but what I will say is, you know what, Panthers, hey, I guess there's this moral victory here of holding off such a good team for a long time and fighting defensively. Offensively, you got to get the ball in the end zone. I know the Ravens are a tough team, but it's the NFL. Y'all, welcome to the party. All right. So, Jackson, 24 for 33, 209 yards, 1 interception. And, yeah, century mark here. Robinson, 9 receptions for 128 yards. Drake, 10 carries for 46 yards. I mean, overall, you got to love the fight in these Ravens, but how about the fight in those Panthers? Just saying. So Panthers will drop to 3-8 as the Ravens will jump to 7-3. Then we move on here to the Commanders over the Texans. Like we all thought, the Commanders would win this game. Okay, the Texans are anything but good this year. Unfortunately for them, 1-8-1 they go. But the Commanders, you know what? They played well. And wins are wins, right? So screw it. Heineke, 15 for 27, 191 yards. Gibson, 18 carries for 72 yards. And Thomas, 5 receptions for 65 yards. You know what? It was a decent day at the office, right? They get a victory. They jump to 6-5 now in the season. That NFC East is just so weird. When we get to play our favorite game, it gets a little bit. If the playoffs start tomorrow, well, we'll get into that. But my gosh, what a game, right? And what a deal! What a job for them earning this thing. And you got to love it. You really got to do it. You got to enjoy the fact that this Commanders team is the bottom of the barrel in the NFC East, but they're still right there. Right? So we're going to find out where they are in just a few minutes once again when we get to the playoff picture. But Cowboys obliterate the Vikings. There's nothing to talk about here except for the Cowboys get dominated. There's nothing more they could do but dominate even more, really. I mean, it was just a crazy game. I was in no way, shape, or form expecting this game to be like this. I thought if it was going to be a blowout, it would be the other way around. The Vikings have been amazing this year, but they get blown out at home 40-3 by the Cowboys. Cowboys just dominate, man. Freaking wow, right? Like, I was not expecting this. It was 23-3 at the half, and they just poured on more in the second half. Prescott, 22 for 25, 276 yards, 2 touchdowns. Hey, Pollard, 15 carries for 80 yards. Not a bad day. He was also the leading receiver, though. 6 receptions for 109 yards, 2 touchdowns. If you guys had either of those guys for fantasy or both, you probably won this week. I'm just saying, pretty good deal, right? And the Cowboys had a pretty good day. Can they continue this? We shall see. But what a damn good game for the Cowboys. That's like the shower you needed if you want to feel refreshed, or the drink of water you need after a nasty hardcore run or practice. Like, it's that refreshing moment, in the day or whatever. This is the refreshing moment for the Cowboys in the season. So Taryn chimes in, says Commanders are slowly but surely, they're playing well. Commanders are slowly but surely playing well. So, yeah, Taylor Heineke is the man going forward for them. Yeah, I agree with that, Taryn. Next up, The Bengals over the Steelers. Now, this game got flexed out of Sunday Night Football. I get it, because either team is, like, really playoff contention, like, big time. I get it. The better game was Chargers and Chiefs, and it was a pretty damn good game. But this is a pretty good game itself. This still would have been a good one for Sunday Night Football. I really, 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 really like the fact that this team, this Bengals team, as crappy as they are this year, because I'm not going to say they're good. They're 6-4. I mean, they're okay, but I do not see them going back to the bowl at all this year, or even the AFC Championship. But you know what? They fought 37-30 for them victory here. Once again, 6-4. The Steelers will drop to 3-7. The Steelers got some questions to answer. We all know, is Pickett the guy? I mean, what's going on with them? Can they get more weapons? I don't know. Can they build that offensive line? I mean, Pickett still had a pretty decent day, and Najee Harris. I mean, look at this, man. Najee Harris still had 90 yards on 20 carries for 2 touchdowns. Pickett still had 265 yards and 1 touchdown, and he went 25 for 42. I mean, this team still has they're solid. They're still fighting really well. They're still playing pretty good. It's just not going their way fully, but damn, that's pretty good for the record they have, right? I mean, you can just see the pieces are there. It's just not showing on the record. They need a few more, and I think the Steelers are going to be back in business. As for the Bengals, I don't know. Is it the injuries? I don't know what's going on with these guys, but this is yeah. Adam jumps in here in the chat room, says one thing Pittsburgh knows: Trubisky is not the guy. Yeah. I think that's the one thing they know right now. There's lots of unanswered questions, but that's probably the one thing they do know. So, with that said, Burrow, though, 24 for 39, 355 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Tough go for him, but they still got the victory. And Higgins really had a great day. 9 receptions, 148 yards through the air. Even Pickens for the Steelers didn't have a horrible day. 4 receptions for 83 yards, 1 touchdown. Crazy stats in this one. A little bit of a slightly high-scoring game, but P. Ryan had 11 carries for 30 yards. I mean, you know, they grinded it out, and they got the victory. Good for you, Bengals. Also, Terrence says here, Bengals are about to get Jamar Chase back. This is going to be huge. That's right. I mean, that's a big part of the reason why they haven't been so dominant. Let's see what they do. Last but not least, my Raiders get destroyed. Just kidding. Haha, gotcha. It makes you look. I'm so used to saying that, though, that it just kind of feels like that sometimes. But yeah, the Raiders, you guys, get a victory this week. Yay! We should make the applause button, right? But I don't want to because they're 3-7. I'm sorry. I get it. Get victories where you can, but golly, man, 3-7. Anyway, we go into overtime. Yay! Good for the Raiders. Carlson nails a 25-yard field goal. Yay! I mean, he did hit a 57-yarder, a new personal best this year. Yay! But okay, look. Regardless, it was a field goal game in the fourth quarter. Okay. Denver nailed 2. The Raiders nailed 2. Going to overtime, Devontae Adams. Well, Derek Carr hits Devontae Adams for a 35-yard pass into the end zone. With 8:24 to go in the game, really, because, you know, first score or first touchdown wins if the team that receives scores a touchdown on the first drive. And that's exactly what happened. Kind of crazy. You see Derek Carr drop back, and for some reason, Devontae Adams is all alone. Into the end zone he goes, 22-16. The Raiders win a game. I am as shocked as you are, trust me. But hey, good victory there. Derek Carr, 23 for 37, 307 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jacobs, 29 carries, 109 yards. Not a bad day there. And Devontae Adams, 7 receptions, 141 yards, and 2 touchdowns. You know what? Good for the Raiders. That's really all I got to say. Raiders and Broncos are now 3-7. Let's see what the Raiders can do next week. So, with that said, we're going to take ourselves a short break. When we get back, we're going to be talking about both Sunday and Monday Night Football and then play our favorite game, y'all. If the playoffs were to start tomorrow, you can play along with me. You're listening to 3 and Out right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. We'll be right back talking those last 2 primetime spots of Week 11 after this.
Some say that Indiana is just a flyover state. Flatlands and cornfields, barns and country roads. What if I told you Indiana is the crossroads of America? What if I told you in all other states, basketball is just basketball? In Indiana, basketball is life. crowded high school basketball gyms on a Friday night, and every barn with a basketball rim and a frayed, worn-out net. If you're interested in the heartbeat of America, and if you're interested in sports, if you have Hoosier running through your veins, the Crossroads Pod with Aaron X is made for you. Powered by IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Each and every week, the Crossroad Pod covers all of Indiana sports. The pride of the horseshoe of the Indianapolis Colts. The blue-collar gold swagger of the Indiana Pacers. The relentless pursuit of the sixth banner for the Indiana Hoosiers. The swing of the hammer of the Purdue Boilermakers. The swoop of the Cardinals of Ball State. The summoning of the echoes of the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. The growl of the Bulldogs of Butler. The intensity of an Indiana fever. The chop of the Indianapolis Indians. At the Crossroads Pod, if it is Indiana, we've got you covered. More than cornfields. More than country back roads. The Crossroads of America. Join me, Aaron X, every week. It's nothing but net.
They were finalists in 2010, semifinalists in 2014. In 2018, they were nowhere to be found. Now, Virgil van Dijk has the Netherlands back on the world's biggest stage, and they're hungry for what's narrowly escaped their grasp. The 2022 World Cup comes to the USRN family of networks in November.
The English Premier League is back for the 2022-2023 season, and you can catch selected games on the USRN family of networks. Across USRN and USRN2 this season, expect to hear from Chelsea, Manchester United, Manchester City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Tottenham and many more. Selected games throughout the season as we build up to our coverage of the Qatar World Cup. The English Premier League on USRN.
Are you a fan of Buffalo sports? Are you thinking of changing loyalties and becoming a Buffalo sports fan? Do you even know where Buffalo is on the map? Did you know Canada is closer to Buffalo than New York City? Welcome to the Buffalo Huddle, every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 4 p.m. Pacific Coast Time on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. I'm your host, Patty Bax. This is a podcast designed for you, the passionate sports fan. I know you love your sports. Who doesn't? I cover Buffalo sports and so much more by bringing in the human elements. I call it Buffalo Sports with a Twist. Join me as we take a journey into the world of Buffalo sports. I guarantee you'll fall in love with Buffalo just like I did. Each week we start with an inspiration, question of the day, a Buffalo fun fact, and a weekly challenge to you, the listener. Come huddle up with me every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 4 p.m. Pacific Coast Time for the Buffalo Huddle with Patty Bax on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. As we say in Buffalo, go Bills!
good, fight fans? It's your boy, Marcus Los Great, here to give you what you want, here to give you what you need. Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm coming to you live, straight from your mama's basement with a crispy, awesome white tea. We're coming to you live every Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Powered by IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Man, do I love coming back on. Good Marcus Lowe's great drop. Ah, it feels good. Good old Marcus Lowe's great. Well, his show has concluded this season. I believe season 3, my goodness, has concluded this season, or this year. He will be back coming up in January, as, of course, does Mr. Daryl Kinsey Jr., Mr. Christopher Lehman, and Mr. Michael Ward on the Extra Mile. They will also be back coming up in January, taking our yearly breaks as we go, our little short breaks and everything. So, with that said, you guys, got to show some love to everybody. And, Taryn knows, man. Taryn loves that track as much as I do, man. Good old Marcus loves great. So, with that said, you guys, all right. So, quick recaps here. Nothing too crazy except for Kelsey scoring 3 freaking touchdowns. That just gave me all the fantasy points in the world this week. So, thank you, Kelsey. But we have to know, Terrence and Marcus will be back on January 25th. So will, I think the day before that, will the Extra Mile crew. So, once again, little hiatuses here and there. Of course, Marcus taking his usual almost 2 months kind of deal. We all need our breaks here at IE Sports Radio. So, with that said, you guys, the Chiefs smack around. I'm just kidding. No, the Chiefs and Chargers had a hell of a game. This was a good one. At the half here, 20-13, Chargers led this thing. And, what I feel the craziest about with this game is that Austin Eckler, man, this guy just gives his freaking his heart, his soul, his everything. Breaks your heart for a guy like that. When they don't win, when they interview him on, if you're in Southern California, I know we get the challenge, and it's just when the guys talk to him after the show, it's after the game and everything, it was hard, to see him like that. He'll Zoom with them afterwards sometimes and everything, but this time around, he was at the stadium and just saying, they did their best, they did the best they could do, and they got beat by a better team, but they're going to keep doing their thing and keep playing hard and just amazing, But then you get a guy like Kelsey, who just gets hats off, man. My gosh, the interview, the afterwards interview was amazing. Just giving all the props in the world to Mahomes giving them right back to Kelsey, just saying that they make his jobs easier and everything. And Derwin James, Kelsey said that he's the best safety in the league, And it's hard to argue that. But, he says he got me a couple times, and I got him a few times, and Petros Papadakis and Fred Rogan. Yep, gotta love watching those two guys. Papadakis, kind of funny. I still think it's hilarious how he likes to call himself the captain of the worst USC team ever, as he played in the late 90s. Didn't even know that until a couple weeks ago, that he actually played on those years. I do know that he played for SC. I just didn't really know when, but really crazy. Basically right before Troy got there, I think Paul Malou and Carroll and all them. But anyway, pretty crazy though. Petros, he's the man, and good old Fred Rogan. But with that said, you guys, just a really tough one here for Mahomes. For the Chargers to lose, but Mahomes, man, 20 for 34. 329 yards, 3 touchdowns. Pacheco, hey, he did pretty solid, right? 15 carries, 107 yards. Kelsey even, you got to give it up, though, man. Kelsey, this is the deal right here. 6 receptions. That's all he got was 6 receptions. He had 115 yards and 3 touchdowns. I mean, just what a day, right, for these guys. And hats off to the Chargers on a hell of a fight. But those Chiefs, they earned it, and I think they're just going to run away with the division now. But 8-2, and really, 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 really big time game for them there. 8-2 now in the season. Chargers will fall to 5-5, and well, we all know what's after them. Both the Broncos and the Raiders at 3-7. So what we all thought would be a good game, a good, really, really good competitive division this year is nothing but fool's gold, and the Chiefs are going to run away with it. Taryn, as a Chargers fan, says here, Chargers are not getting a touchdown toward the end of the second quarter was a turning point. If the Chargers go up 11 and not 7, it's a whole different perspective. Definitely could be, Taryn. Very good stuff there. Good perspective of your own. And good afternoon also to Mr. Mike Pat in the chat room. Got to show some love, man. So with that said, that is that for Sunday night, and then off to Monday Night Football. Last night, I mean, hey, I think the best part was that it was in La Ciudad de Mexico, in Estadio Azteca in Mexico City. I mean, really, there was nothing more about this. The Niners just literally stepped all over the Cardinals. I mean, poor Cardinals. I feel bad for them, man. Freaking 38-10. The Niners go up and get a big victory here. Just incredible performance, though, by this entire team. Kittle comes up wearing the Luchadores mask, the Lucha wrestler mask, pretty cool. 4 receptions, 84 yards, and 2 touchdowns. I mean, awesome stuff. I hope I got that right, Luchadores. But I don't know, those wrestlers are pretty awesome and pretty cool to see Kittle wearing one of those. Mitchell, what an incredible job. 59 yards on 9 carries. I know that's not a lot, but just think about 9 carries on a defense that was pretty hard hitting, just couldn't really stop anybody. But, hey, is what it is. I mean, just low carries there. Still had a pretty decent, productive day, really. And then Garoppolo, 20 for 29. I mean, maybe not really. I guess I'm just kind of thinking about that a little too much there. But anyway, Garoppolo, 20 for 29, 228 yards, 4 receptions. I mean, just big-time stuff for these Niners. And just really, really, really did it in there. Just turned out those Cardinals, and yeah, I think really what I meant to say was Kittle doing his thing for four receptions and 84 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's a lot for a little right there. Not Mitchell, my apologies, brother. But anyway, 38 for 10. Niners once again 6-4 on the season. Cardinals 4-7. There it is. And well, that's pretty much how this week is going to end. Now, coming up this week, quick picks for me. It is Turkey Week. You gotta love it. Thursday. Tomorrow I'm going to try to get all 3 primetime face-offs. We'll see if we can get those or not. For you guys, stay tuned. But starting us off in the morning game or early afternoon if you're on the East Coast. Bills and Lions. The Lions might fight, but they also might not. Give me the Bills. Give me the Bills all day in that game. I mean, it's kind of funny because the Bills they just won in Detroit, and the Lions weren't even there. Just kidding. Anyway, so the Bills look to head to Detroit for a second week in a row, and they get that victory there. And what a solid game that should be. I would really hope that. So, anyway, the next game. Forgive me. Dry throat, just getting over a little cold here, so gotta drink some water. But Giants and Cowboys, both 7-3 teams here. By the way, Buffalo's favored 9.5 points. I think they got that pretty right. Cowboys also favored by 9 points in this game. Give me the Giants. Give me the Giants. Like, seriously, give me the Giants. I don't know why, but give me the Giants for this game. Patriots and Vikings, you know what? With the way the Patriots played last week, oh my gosh. I think they have a really good chance at this one, but the way that the Vikings were knocked around last week, give me the Vikings in a close one, because they're going to be pretty angry taking the field after last week. Next up, we have all, and no, Taryn, not on Thanksgiving. We're going to do all primetime face-offs tomorrow. So we'll see if we can get all those, but yes. Also, Mike Pat chimes in, says Sam Fran is only half a game ahead of the Commanders for the wild card. The last place Commanders, LOL. Yeah, crazy, right? I mean, to think, right? But anyway, next up, some more picks for you guys. Buccaneers and Browns, easy. Give me the Buccaneers in that one. Next up, Bengals and Titans. It should be a good game, but give me the Titans. Give me the Titans. That's all there is to it. Give me the Titans. Texans and Dolphins. Well, that's easy. Dolphins all day. Bets and Jers, you guys. Bets and Jers. No, Bears and Jets. They're saying the Jets win this one, and you know what? No, I kind of want to see what the Bears got. With the way they played last week, just give me the Bears. I don't think that's an upset. Just give me the Bears. Falcons and Commanders. I'm going to go Commanders by a thin margin here. Broncos and Panthers. That's a crazy game, but I'll take the Broncos on the road. Ravens and Jaguars. Ravens all day. Chargers and Cardinals. Definitely the Chargers in that game. Rams and Chiefs. That's not even a question. Chiefs all day. Next up, Saints and Niners. Yeah, we're going Niners in that one. My beloved Raiders playing the Seahawks. Yeah, we're probably going to get destroyed, but Raiders. And then, of course, Sunday Night Football, Packers and Eagles. I'm going to go Eagles in this one. And then, of course, Monday Night Football, Steelers and Colts. That should be a really good game, but give me the Colts. Yeah, I said it. So, with that said, guys, we only got a few more minutes left here. But we are going to play our favorite game, and that, of course, is if the playoffs were to start tomorrow. So, really quick, the playoff picture courtesy of NFL.com. I'll go ahead and get really close to end this thing right now. So, as a matter of fact, let me go ahead and get on over here and get ready to cue that music, y'all. So, with that said, y'all know what time it is. Time to cue that music, get up on out of here. We're going to play our playoff game as we exit.
Green team, set, hit!
All right, playoff picture right now. In the AFC, the Chiefs are the number one overall seed. On the bubble, we have Jets. That means the Bengals, 7th round seed, would go to Miami. I would take Miami in that game. We have the Patriots and the Titans. Very easy here. I am going Titans in this one just because. Then we have the Bills playing the Ravens. I'm going to go Bills in this game. That's going to be pretty crazy, right? At the moment. That's where we are at the moment. After that, the lowest seed plays the highest seed. That would be the Bills are going over to the Chiefs. That would be crazy, right? But yes, that would mean that we have here Bills going over to play those crazy Chiefs and the Dolphins Titans next. So I'm going to go out of this entire bracket right now. Final two games, Chiefs and Ravens. That's the way I have it set up. Bills, Ravens, and I'm going to go Ravens. Bills going to Super Bowl this week. After that, in the NFC, we have on the bubble team, the Commanders, but first overall seed, the Eagles. 7th seed, Seahawks, would go play the Vikings. Give me the Vikings in that one. The 6th seed, the Giants, would go play the Niners. I would take the Giants, but not the Niners. No, I'm not doing the Giants, man. I think so, yeah. And the Cowboys, the Buccaneers, I'm taking the Bucs. After that, we would have the Giants going to play the Eagles. Give me the Eagles. Yeah, pretty simple there, right? Next up, we have a interesting game here where the Cowboys would be playing those, Giants would go up to play those Eagles. Then, of course, the Niners, as I said earlier, I'm just going to go straight up. I know we're running out of time. I don't want to step on Patty's time, but very easy, guys. Still, I have the Eagles playing. Eagles and Vikings will go to the NFC Championship for me in this playoff picture at the moment, and I'm going to go Eagles winning this thing. Both number one seeds, in my opinion, will lead up the Super Bowl, and I'm still with the Bills right now on the thin margin because they're playing on the field. We shall see. Sorry for rushing that, you guys, but I know we got to get ready for Patty's show. So with that said, you guys, that will do it for me for Larry B. Thank you all for tuning in, showing some love, you guys, and we shall see what goes on. Big ups to our Patreons, sponsors, Bay Area Apparel, Marcus Goes Great, and Anonymous. Thank you to all of you guys. Show some love, man. Of course, all the way to our military express. We're not doing nothing possible. We're talking to all of you guys. I just want to make that possible. Show some love on our website at iSportsRadio.com. Follow me over there. We have CHP and LB53, and we will see you guys next week. Until then, take care, and as always, God bless.